back once again. It's time for another edition of Inside the Headset. It is week 9, game 8 here in the state of Tennessee. It's Wednesday. I'm on the campus of Oakland High School, and I'm with the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, head coach Kevin Creasy. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good, Stuart.
Well, right before fall break, you played a football game, and it was a region contest, and I do believe with that win, that does qualify you. You are in because you beat more teams than there are, and so anyway, that does get you in, but it doesn't set the table because still got two more left and a non-conference game left, and not going to be an uphill. It's going to be an uphill battle because I just saw a little of the football 101 class and had a chance to sit in and watch some of the tutelage that goes on and what one's doing and what another player's doing, but so on and so forth. But let's go back to that Siegel game. Played on a Thursday night, was able to get the Oakland Patriots out, and they got started quick, Coach.
Yep. It was a pretty good game, to start off with. A rivalry game, you wouldn't expect anything less. And, I think 14-7 at halftime. But I think, Coach Renshaw does a good job over there. He gets their guys ready to play. And, I think our guys were ready to play too. I just give credit to Siegel, and they had an unfortunate injury with their quarterback, another collarbone. We've heard that. From
that song.
4 or 5 different players we've heard this year with broken collarbones, and their quarterback's a heck of a player, and give credit to their backup who came in and finished off the game for them, and I thought they still played hard. Didn't make any excuses when Santel went down. He was up, Mr. Football numbers, and probably would have qualified. If he'd had 3 or 4 more games under his belt. But had a heck of a senior season going, and like I said, unfortunate for them, had an injury that made him leave the game.
What did they do real well, Coach? Coming out, even though they had to adjust there with Santel going out. Where did they give you fits, or where did they, what did they do real well?
I think they, kind of do what they do, and credit to them. They didn't really surprise us with anything we hadn't seen on film. I think they just played hard. I give them credit for playing hard, and that's what a region contest between 2 rivals is supposed to be. And so I think our guys turned it up a notch probably in the second half, and the best thing we did was we blocked and tackled a little bit better than we did at the beginning of the game.
Well, and that's a credit to the coaching staff and them also listening to you all and going through the weekly practices as they prepare for Friday night or Thursday night, as the case may be. Able to go on fall break and let the tourism dollar escape your wallet and had a good break, you said, as we were talking just a minute before we jumped on the air, and bring them all back in, and now back into school, and final 3 games are right in front of you, Coach. Got to have them all, and each one of them is a stepping stone, and a big non-conference next week. But you're really focused on the TV game Friday night, and we were just watching a little video on the Coffee County Red Raiders, and I tell you what, they got some big guys.
Yes, they do. We were able to come in over fall break and have 3 practices. Most of the time we were off. I know we gave them 6 or 7 days off, but then we had 3 practices in a row. And, getting ready for Coffee County, they have 3 down linemen that remind us of Center Grove's linemen. We hadn't seen linemen that physical since, we played Center Grove, and, they pin your ears back and they come get you, and they've got a good outside linebacker, defensive end kid that moved in from Siegel, and he's playing really well this year. Got good inside backers, so you got to see what you're going to go against. Our guys were watching some video, and got a lot of respect for Coffee County. They've had their quarterback had a shoulder injury as well, but they've got a backup in that's a good athlete. But at the same time, it's a region game. It's homecoming, a lot of distractions, that sort of thing. But we got to understand that the reason there is a homecoming is because there's a football game, and we got to go out and execute and take care of business and come back with another region win. We got 2 region games left, and then, like I said, Ravenwood comes in. Week 9, we got a non-region game with a good opponent, but that's what you kind of want second half of the season, kind of test you a little bit and, see who can play and who can't play.
Well, Will Hester will be ready, and he likes that matchup because it really doesn't hurt you as far as region play or your steps towards getting in the playoffs. But boy, it's a great tune-up game to find out a little bit, a little something to just, get your nerves up before you head into the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's good to play good opponents anytime. And, like I said, it doesn't hurt you to play a good opponent like Ravenwood. And at the end of the day, it's good to get those guys in those tense situations and in those situations that you can't really necessarily duplicate in practice, but you can do it on Friday night to get them in some sticky situations and see who can, really play well in those tight situations. Had a heck of a game with them last year, and it showed up that, our quarterback played a great game. And because of the Ravenwood game last year, making huge plays on fourth down, we felt real confident with him going forward.
Well, and then you got that last game on the schedule, and that's going to be a big one too because it's shaping up. You two might be vying for that first slot, and you'll both, if 1 and 2, whoever it is, will get to host. So you wrap one of them up, you're going to at least get into second place. So you wrap this one up Friday night. You're hosting. You know that. You just don't know if you're 1 or 2 based on that last game, and that storybook is yet to come. Who played well right before the break? Let's go back to that Siegel game. Who's playing really well right now, Coach?
You look at our linebackers. I thought they played really well. Corey Smith just committed to Toledo.
Congratulations, the Rockets.
Yeah, Rockets are going to pay for his.
You'll have to buy a wardrobe, Coach. It's going to be a little chilly up there coming off, but I tell you what a traditional. They used to play a lot on Thursday nights back years ago. I remember, and they wasn't half bad. They had a quarterback or something, but they played a lot on. They tried to get that Thursday night slot. When ESPN used to run the doubleheader always on Thursday with football years ago, because I remember in like 2002, 2003, and 4, and right around there, Toledo was a handful, man.
Oh yeah,
and they got a traditional, good-looking stadium.
Yeah, and they got a good young coaching staff, and they're doing a heck of a job of recruiting. To find Corey Smith down here. He's a great football player. He's got tremendous speed, and he's 230 pounds. So you got a 230-pound linebacker that loves contact and can fly. He runs a 4.55 laser time. That's the kind of guy that you want playing for you now and at the next level.
Well, and you talk about that. Football players have changed, and a lot of people don't realize it as much. You wanted a guy that was all beefed up, kind of a real heavy set, real big belly type gentleman with and fat back guys, I guess what you call them, and they would and get up there and you don't want that no more because speed kills, doesn't it, Coach?
Well, there's so many offenses now that run you sideline to sideline and end zone to end zone, and so you got to get linebackers that can run with those guys. And like I said, if they're 230 pounds, that's even better. A lot of times they got to be 195 pounds to run with these guys. But Corey, was a great running back as a freshman, great running back in middle school, and transitioned over to defense. And so now he can run with those guys. And, we've got a couple other guys, Trey Johnson, he's on our track team. He's a 205-pound linebacker that can run. Caleb Ellison has great instincts, knows the play that's coming before they run it, but then he's also a guy that can run with anybody. So that's the biggest thing we've got. We got 3 linebackers that can run, and they eliminate a lot of mistakes that maybe are being made up front or on the back end.
Well, and with that, not only can they run, they know how to tackle, and they enjoy tackling.
Yeah, they don't mind contact. They know it's part of the game, and that's big too. And like I said, our defense has played really well of late, and then like I said, they're going to have their hands full the next 3 weeks. So hopefully they're willing to step up, and hopefully the offense won't put them in bad situations.
Still the same game plan, control the penalties, control the ball, and don't make any mistakes. And the biggest thing is, the one you can't control is injuries. That's the biggest one you're going to have to. And I did hear we did get a couple of guys back for the Siegel game. Did I hear right? You did get a couple of kids back for the single
Yeah,
game?
yeah, you know, we were able to play Kyler every other snap at quarterback, and then Avery Hainsworth came in some at running back, came back.
How'd he look?
He came back about a month earlier than expected, and you know, he's just got to get back in shape, you know, game shape. You know, we can run him all we want right now, but you know, playing kind of gets you in game shape, and you know, the best thing is when he had the ball in his hand, he looked great.
Well, that's great. He looks good in a set of shoulder pads. I'll tell you that.
He's another guy that, you know, he's put on some pounds. He's about 216.
Ooh.
And running downhill looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's a big old upright runner, you know, and someone was asking about him. Well, the other side, before we get out of here, the other side of the bracket, Ravenwood is in that other side of the bracket, but even speaking on the East Tennessee side as well as the West Tennessee side, you know, Germantown really playing good ball right now, Coach.
Yeah.
They have a chance to probably, you know, they're going to be a contender on that side of the ball. We know Bradley Central's going to be in on our side of the ball. Bearden, who they played Maryville the last week, but just it's kind of starting to say, you know, as Coach Guthrie put it, there's some teams that are over here, and then there's some teams over here, and that's just kind of the way it maps out. But the pool of who's who and what's going to happen, we're going to know in 3 weeks. I mean, but it's shaping up, isn't it, Coach?
I mean, it is. I mean, you know, you can't ever leave out of Maryville. You know, Cleveland's got a new coach. At the end of the day, Riverdale, you see them week 10, you may turn around and see them
week
13,
yeah.
you know. But you just never know. I mean, playoffs have a way of surprising people. You know, I think Riverdale got surprised last year. It could happen to anybody.
Antioch's pretty good. They're playing well down in that region.
They are, and you know, some of our schools in this county, they'll go west, and some are going. I think they go west. It seems like. But you know, they've kind of changed it up a little bit, so we could see some of the Wilson County schools that we hadn't seen in a while. You know,
right.
We used to see. And you know, I think Mount Julie's got it rolling. You know, you always got to watch out for Lebanon, and so. We ain't worried about the playoffs right now.
No, but it's it is
plenty to worry about right now, and it'll be Coffee County this Friday.
Well, it is still fun to watch and hear the scores, and we're sure not ignoring it. We can't say that, Coach. I mean, you kind of raise your eyebrow when you see them come in on Friday night. And to close it out, former Rutherford County coach is still undefeated, and that's former head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. That's Gary Rankin. This boy Buchanan's still undefeated, and he's rolling right along.
Hey. No, don't leave out his assistant coach of the week, defensive coordinator, Jeremy Anderson. He's a former Riverdale Warrior, but he coached at Oakland, and he's got him down there calling defense for him, and they are tearing it up.
Well, you know, and that goes back to it. You know, he knows how to get the right players and the right coaches and put them in the right position. I mean, he knows how to build a house.
That dude's a legend for a reason.
All righty, Coach. Anything we're missing out on? Anything you'd like to say to the faculty, staff, and administration, and all fans here at Oakland High School?
Better get here early Friday. You know, get here early Friday. We've got some homecoming festivities going on. Want to make sure that everybody.
It is a TV game, isn't it?
It's a TV game, but you know, with homecoming, you should buy a ticket and definitely show up.
Well, yeah, you got to come out and see.
You should record it on TV, but you should definitely come to the game.
Well, yeah, it's a social event over here in the Oakland community. All right, kids, Friday night here at 7 o'clock. It'll be the Coffee County Raiders and the Oakland Patriots.